Brought to you by WikiVidi Documentaries. Suicide Squad film. Suicide Squad is a 2016 American superhero film based on the DC Comics antihero team of the same name. It is the third installment in the DC Extended Universe. The film is written and directed by David Ayer and stars an ensemble cast consisting of Will Smith, Jared Leto, Margot Robbie, Joel Kinnaman, Viola Davis, Courtney, Hernandez, Adewale Akinnuoye-Agbaje, Ike Barinholtz, Scott Eastwood, and Cara Delevingne. In the film, a secret government agency led by Amanda Waller recruits imprisoned supervillains to execute dangerous Black Ops missions and save the world from a powerful threat, in exchange for reduced sentences. By February 2009, a Suicide Squad film was in development at Warner Bros. Ayer signed on to write and direct in September 2014, and by October, the casting process had begun. Principal photography began on April 13, 2015 in Toronto, Ontario, with additional filming in Chicago, Illinois, and ended in August that year. Suicide Squad premiered in New York City on August 1, 2016, and was released in the United States on August 5, 2016, in 2D, 3D and IMAX 3D. Following a strong debut that set new box office records, the film grossed over $745 million worldwide, making it the 10th highest-grossing film of 2016. It received generally negative reviews from critics, who criticized the plot, directing, and characters, though Robbie's performance received praise. The film has been nominated for and won multiple awards across various categories, including hair and makeup, acting, and music. Plot. In the aftermath of Superman's death, intelligence officer Amanda Waller assembles Task Force X, a team of dangerous criminals imprisoned at Belle Reve Prison consisting of elite hitman Deadshot, former psychiatrist Harley Quinn, pyrokinetic ex-gangster El Diablo, opportunistic thief Captain Boomerang, genetic mutation killer Croc, and specialized assassin Slipknot. They are placed under command of Colonel Rick Flag to be used as disposable assets in high-risk missions for the United States government. Each member has a nanobomb implanted in their neck, designed to detonate should any member rebel or try to escape. One of Waller's intended recruits is Flag's girlfriend Dr. June Moon, an archaeologist possessed by a witch goddess known as the Enchantress. Enchantress quickly turns on Waller, deciding to eradicate humankind with a mystical weapon. For imprisoning her, she besieges Midway City by transforming its populace into a horde of monsters, and summons her brother Incubus to assist her. Waller then deploys the squad to extract a high-profile mark from Midway, which is reported to be under a terrorist attack. Harley's homicidal lover, the Joker, finds out about her predicament and tortures Belle Reve security officer Griggs into leading him to the facility where the nanobombs are made. There, he blackmails Dr. Vin Chris into disabling Harley's bomb. On approach, the squad's helicopter is shot down, forcing them to proceed on foot to their target. Boomerang inaccurately convinces Slipknot that the bombs are a ruse to keep them in check. Slipknot attempts to escape and Flag kills him via his nanobomb, while the squad is attacked by Enchantress's minions. They eventually fight their way through to a safe room, where they learn that their mark is Waller herself, who is attempting to cover up her involvement in Enchantress's siege. The squad escorts Waller to a rooftop for extraction, but the arriving helicopter has been hijacked by the Joker and his men, who open fire on the squad while Harley climbs aboard, upon Dr. Van Chris disarming the bomb. However, Waller's men shoot down the helicopter, and Harley falls out while the Joker is presumed dead, after which Harley rejoins the squad. Alerted to Waller's whereabouts, Enchantress's minions arrive and kidnap her. Deadshot finds Waller's confidential files and learns the truth about Enchantress. Flag is then forced to confess the truth, causing the squad members to abandon him. With Waller compromised, Flag relieves the squad of the mission, but chooses to continue. Realizing they have an opportunity to prove themselves, they soon rejoin him and locate Enchantress at a partially flooded subway station. Killer Croc and a group of Navy SEALs, led by Lieutenant G.Q. Edwards, go underwater to plant a bomb underneath Incubus. El Diablo embraces his abilities and distracts Incubus long enough for the bomb to detonate underneath, killing them both as well as Edwards. The remaining squad members battle Enchantress together, but are ultimately defeated. Enchantress offers to fulfill their deepest desires in exchange for their allegiance, and Harley feigns interest in order to get close enough to cut out Enchantress's heart. Killer Croc then throws explosives into Enchantress's weapon and Deadshot shoots them, destroying the device. Flag takes Enchantress's heart and crushes it, finally freeing June from the curse. Waller, still alive, emerges, and the squad members are returned to Belle Reve with 10 years off their sentences. All but Captain Boomerang are allowed special privileges. The Joker, alive and unscathed, breaks into the penitentiary and rescues Harley. In a mid-credits scene, Waller meets with Bruce Wayne, who agrees to protect her from the backlash against her role in Enchantress's rampage in exchange for access to the government's files on the expanding metahuman community. Cast. From left to right: Will Smith, Margot Robbie, Jared Leto, Viola Davis, Joel Kinnaman, Scott Eastwood, Adewale Akinnuoye-Agbaje, Jai Courtney, Jay Hernandez, Cara Delevingne, and Adam Beach. Will Smith as Floyd Lawton, Deadshot, an expert marksman and assassin, a mercenary by day and a concerned father by night. Deadshot is a conflicted criminal who enjoys the hunt, but still tries to do right by his young daughter. Jared Leto is the Joker, a psychopathic supervillain. Leto described his role as nearly Shakespearean and a beautiful disaster of a character. About portraying the villain, he stated, "I took a pretty deep dive. But this was a unique opportunity and I couldn't imagine doing it another way. It was fun, playing these psychological games. But at the same time, it was very painful." Leto never broke character throughout filming, with Smith going as far as stating he never met him. In preparation for the role, Leto spent his time alone, listened to gospel music from the 1920s, commenting he senses Joker may be much older than people think, and read literature on shamanism. Influences for the character's appearance include Mexican cartel bosses and the work of Alejandro Jodorowsky. Leto stated that he spoke with doctors and spent time with psychopaths in preparation for his role. The Joker's tattoos were added by Ayer, who believed it gave the character a modernized gangster look. Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn, a crazed supervillain and former psychiatrist. Producer Richard Suckle described the character as a fan fave. Funny, crazy, scary. You can't come up with enough adjectives to describe all the different things you see her do. Robbie described Quinn as one of the squad's most manipulative members, and her relationship with Joker as incredibly dysfunctional, adding that Quinn is mad about him, like, literally mad. She's crazy, but she loves him, and it's a really unhealthy, dysfunctional relationship, but an addictive one. Joel Kinnaman as Rick Flag, a West Point graduate, and Army Special Forces colonel who leads the suicide squad in the field. He is all business and executes Amanda Waller's orders, but does not always agree with her goals and methods. Tom Hardy was previously cast in the role, but was forced to drop out because of scheduling conflicts. Viola Davis as Amanda Waller, the government official who gives out the squad's orders. Ambitious and devious, she has big plans and intends to let no metahuman or military protocol get in her way. Davis stated she is fascinated by the character, singling out her psychology and strength and describing her as a powerful black woman, hard, ready to pick up a gun and shoot anyone at will. She described Waller as relentless in her villainy, and noted that her powers are her intelligence and her complete lack of guilt. Davis read Emmy Thomas's autobiography Confessions of a Sociopath to prepare for her role. Jai Courtney as George Digger Harkness, Captain Boomerang, a thief who utilizes deadly boomerangs, described as rugged, unpredictable and mouthy. About his role, Courtney stated, "He is an absolute bogan, in the purest sense. David Ayer's first instruction was, find your inner shitbag." Jay Hernandez as Chato Santana, El Diablo, a former Los Angeles gang member who has powers that allow him to summon flames and transform himself into a monstrous horned demon-like entity. He has squelched his fire-conjuring powers to a solitary flame as penance for the horrors he inflicted on those he loved. Hernandez set his character apart from his teammates as he just wants to stay out of the fight, while most of the squad members are happy to get out there and kill people. Adewale Akinnuoye-Agbaje as Waylon Jones, Killer Croc, a supervillain who suffers from a regressive atavism which caused him to develop reptilian features. Being a metahuman, he possesses near-superhuman strength, high endurance, and the capacity to breathe underwater. His skin allows him to withstand high-caliber weapons and skin abrasion. Akinnuoye-Agbaje described the character as a cannibal with rage issues. Cara Delevingne as June Moon, Enchantress, an archaeologist who is possessed by an ancient evil force that transforms her into a powerful sorceress. Unleashed after a long period of imprisonment, the entity draws the attention of Waller. Delevingne described Moon as an adventure seeker who's always wanted some excitement, and Enchantress as a feral being intended to be a recruit for the squad. Enchantress instead seeks revenge against mankind for imprisoning her and her brother's souls in artifacts after years of worshipping them. Karen Fukuhara as Tatsu Yamashiro, Katana, an expert martial artist and swordswoman who mourns her husband's death. She serves as Rick Flag's bodyguard and wields the mystical soul-taker blade, capable of trapping the souls of its victims. As she is a volunteer, not a criminal, she does not have a microbomb implant. Fukuhara stated that Katana has morals and codes. She can also slice through hundreds of people without taking a breath. Ike Barinholtz as Griggs, an officer at Belle Reeve's Special Security Barracks, the Black Site, where the government imprisons the squad. Scott Eastwood as GQ Edwards, a Navy SEAL who assists Flag during the squad's mission. After working with actor Shia LaBeouf on Fury, Ayer originally sought him out for the role, but the studio was not interested in the actor. Adam Beach as Christopher Weiss, Slipknot, a mercenary specializing in tactical grappling and scaling, who was the first member of the squad to be killed. Ben Affleck and Ezra Miller reprised their roles from Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice as Bruce Wayne, Batman, and Barry Allen, Flash, respectively, in cameo roles. Jason Momoa makes a brief photographic appearance as Arthur Curry, Aquaman. Alan Chamwan portrays Incubus, the brother of Enchantress. who possesses the body of a businessman in Midway City. Jim Parrick and Common appear as the Joker's henchmen Johnny Frost and Monster T, respectively. David Harbour, Alex Meraz and Matt Baran portray government official Dexter Tolliver, Navy SEAL Gomez and Dr. Vin Chris, respectively. Shylon Pierre Dixon and Karina Calderon are featured as Zoe Lawton and Grace Santana, Deadshot's daughter and Diablo's wife, respectively. David Ayer makes a cameo appearance as a Belle Reve officer. Development. The film was announced in 2009 with Dan Lin as producer, Stephen Gilchrist as co-producer, and Justin Marks as the screenwriter. David Ayer signed on to direct and write the film in September 2014, later describing the film to Empire Online as Dirty Dozen. With supervillains, Ayer had 6 weeks to write his script, given the release date was already set. Casting. In October 2014, Warner Bros. Had initially offered Ryan Gosling, Tom Hardy, Margot Robbie, and Will Smith roles in the film. In November, TheWrap revealed that Jared Leto was in talks for the role of Joker, which Gosling was originally sought for. The main cast was announced by Warner Bros. In December 2014 with Smith, Hardy, Leto, Robbie, Courtney, and Cara Delevingne as Deadshot, Rick Flag, Joker, Harley Quinn, Captain Boomerang, and Enchantress, respectively. The studio was also considering Viola Davis, Octavia Spencer, and Oprah Winfrey for the role of Amanda Waller. Following the announcement of the cast, comic book writer Suicide Squad talked with Comic Book Resources about the casting, saying, "I have no problem with the casting. What I am really impressed by with all of the casting is that they are getting some very good actors to play these parts." In January 2015, Davis expressed interest in playing Amanda Waller during an interview, saying, "I'm fascinated by her." Meanwhile, Tom Hardy had to drop out as Rick Flag because of scheduling issues with his film The Revenant. Jake Gyllenhaal was then given an offer to replace Hardy as Flag, but he declined. The studio was then looking at Joel Edgerton, John Bernthal, and Joel Kinnaman to play the role. In February, Jay Hernandez joined the cast and Kinnaman was also confirmed to play Flag. At the 87th Academy Awards, Davis confirmed that she had been cast as Amanda Waller. In March 2015, boxer Raymond Olubowale was reported to have an unspecified role in the film, and Scott Eastwood announced that he had been cast on Twitter. Later that month, it was confirmed that Adewale Akinnuoye-Agbaje and Karen Fukuhara had been cast as Killer Croc and Katana, respectively. Adam Beach, Ike Barinholtz, and Jim Parrick were added to the cast in April 2015. In January 2016, Ben Affleck was confirmed to reprise his role as Batman from Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. Filming. On Yonge Street in downtown Toronto, May 2015. Filming began on April 13, 2015. On April 26 and 27, filming was to take place at the HY's Steakhouse. A snowstorm scene was filmed on April 29 on the Adelaide Street and Inching Lane. On May 5, a few major scenes were filmed in downtown Toronto next to Yonge and Dundas Square. Principal photography wrapped in August 2015 after additional filming took place in Chicago, Illinois. Additional filming ensued in 2016 following Warner's desire to make a more light-hearted and comedic tone akin to the trailers, especially as Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice was criticized for being too somber. It was also confirmed that Zack Snyder filmed the Flash scene. Ayer confirmed that the film was completed on June 24, 2016. Despite the involvement of multiple editors in the process, only John Gilroy is credited. It was later revealed that many of Jared Leto's scenes were omitted from the final cut. An interview with Leto revealed that he was upset over the removal of his work. Music. Academy Award-winning composer Stephen Price, who previously worked with Aaron Fury, composed the score for Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad original motion picture score was announced for a release date of August 8, 2016. A soundtrack album for the film, titled Suicide Squad, the album was announced in June 2016, and released on August 5, 2016. The album's first single, Heathens by 21 Pilots, was released on June 20, 2016. A music video for the song, set in a prison and featuring footage from the film, was released on June 21. Sucker for Pain was released as the second single on June 24. The album's third single, Purple Lamborghini by Skrillex and Rick Ross, was released on July 22. Gangster by Kehlani, Standing in the Rain by Action Bronson, Mark Ronson, and Dan Auerbach of the Black Keys, Medieval Warfare by Grimes, and a cover of Queen's Bohemian Rhapsody, performed by Panic at the Disco, were released as 4 promotional singles on August 2, August 3, and August 4, 2016 respectively, with Medieval Warfare and Bohemian Rhapsody being released on the same day. Marketing. Suicide Squad held a panel at the 2015 San Diego Comic-Con International, with stars Smith, Robbie, Courtney, Davis, and Kinnaman amongst those who appeared. A trailer intended to be exclusive to the event premiered, but was leaked online, with Warner Bros. Responding by stating they would not release an official version. However, the following day, Warner Bros. Released an official version, stating, "Warner Bros. Pictures and our anti-piracy team have worked tirelessly over the last 48 hours to contain the Suicide Squad footage that was pirated from Hall H on Saturday. We have been unable to achieve that goal. Today we will release the same footage that has been illegally circulating on the web, in the form it was created and high quality with which it was intended to be enjoyed. We regret this decision as it was our intention to keep the footage as a unique experience for the Comic-Con crowd, but we cannot continue to allow the film to be represented by the poor quality of the pirated footage stolen from our presentation." Release. Suicide Squad premiered at the Beacon Theatre in New York City on August 1, 2016. It was theatrically released in the United States on August 5, 2016, in 2D, 3D and IMAX 3D. Box office. Suicide Squad was a box office success, grossing $325.1 million in the United States and Canada and $420.5 million in other territories, for a worldwide total of $745.6 million, against a production budget of $175 million. Suicide Squad was highly anticipated by audiences worldwide, despite the negative critical reception and lower-than-expected box office performance of Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice in March. It recorded a worldwide opening of $267.1 million from 59 countries, and IMAX global debut of $18.2 million, both set new records for the month of August. That is also the second-best debut worldwide for a DC property after Dawn of Justice, and the seventh best for a superhero title. The Hollywood Hollywood Reporter highlighted that Dawn of Justice had an advantage of receiving a coveted day-and-date release with China, while Suicide Squad did not secure a release date in the country. Forbes pointed out that had the film secured a release in China, it may well have matched or topped the $773 million total of Guardians of the Galaxy and the $782 million gross of Deadpool. Deadline.com calculated the net profit of the film to be $158.45 million, when factoring together all expenses and revenues for the film, making it the 10th most profitable release of 2016. North America. Projections for its opening weekend in the United States and Canada were being continuously revised upwards, starting from $100 million to as high as $150 million. The film opened across 4,255 theaters, the widest for the month of August. Of that, 382 theaters were in IMAX, over 490 large-format screens locations, 270-plus drive-ins, 180-plus Man of Steel. IMAX comprised $2.4 million of that figure. Much like Batman v Superman and Guardians of the Galaxy and For I Am Legend, it is also the second biggest debut ever for a non-sequel, behind The Hunger Games, the fourth biggest of the year and the fifth biggest for Warner Bros. IMAX made up $11 million of the opening numbers from 382 theaters, just $200,000 shy of breaking Guardians of the Galaxy record. Nevertheless, it did beat Guardians' $7.6 million in terms of premium large-format screens, which comprised $13 million for Cinemark XD screens, which made $3.2 million. The sixth highest opening ever. The opening numbers helped Warner Bros. Push past the $1 billion mark in North America for the 16th year in a row. The film also helped the total weekend ticket sales to an unprecedented $221.3 million in August. Previously, August has never exceeded $200 million at the box office in a single weekend in North America. Suicide Squad scored a massive debut primarily on the backs of the under 35 set, which made up 76% of the opening weekend. Audiences were also diverse, with African Americans making up 41% of the patrons. Following its record-breaking opening weekend, it posted the biggest August Monday gross, with $13.1 million, a drop of 56.5% from its Sunday gross. This broke Guardians of the Galaxy's previous record of $11.7 million, and also the biggest August Tuesday with $14.3 million, up 9% from its Monday take. The film has now earned the biggest Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday in August history. It made $179.1 million in its first week of release, the fourth biggest of the year. Despite earning $13.4 million on its second Friday, the film dropped 79%, slightly less than Batman v Superman's 81% drop, following a first-place finish in its first weekend of release. The film faced a steep decline of 67.2% in its second weekend, earning an estimated $43.8 million to score the biggest August second weekend gross. It also passed the $200 million mark in just 10 days and was able to hold the top spot for the second time in a row despite competition from the comedy Sausage Party. However, the drop is among one of the biggest decline for a studio superhero film, and for Warner Bros., which The Hollywood Reporter called it "déjà vu all over again," after Batman v Superman tumbled 69% in its second weekend earlier in the year. The second weekend decline is the second biggest in summer history, only behind Warcraft's historic 70% drop in June of the same year. The site also highlighted possible reasons for the significantly steep drop: dismal reviews, general apathy among moviegoers, altering moviegoing habits, and competition. After 3 weeks of holding the top spot, it was finally overtaken by Don't Breathe on its fourth weekend. It maintained the second spot in its fifth weekend, and registered its best hold, with only a 20% decline, while also passing the $300 million threshold on its 32nd day of release. It remained in the top 10 for 8 weekends until finally falling off in its 9th weekend. Outside North America. Internationally, Suicide Squad secured a release in approximately 62 countries, with no China on the slate. It was released in 57 countries in conjunction with its North American debut, including France, South Korea, Australia, Russia and the CIS, Brazil, the United Kingdom, Republic of Ireland, Spain and Mexico beginning from Wednesday, August 3rd. According to trackings, the film was projected to have an opening anywhere between $85 million to $120 million, which would be a new August international debut record. Deadline.com pointed out that although the film is a lesser-known property, similar to Guardians of the Galaxy, stars such as Will Smith are better known internationally, which could potentially aid the film's performance. It opened Wednesday, August 3, 2016, in 7 countries, earning $8.1 million. It opened in 50 more countries on August 4 and 5, earning $53.8 million for a 3-day total of $64.6 million from 57 countries. Through Sunday, August 7, it delivered a 5-day opening of $133.3 million from 57 countries on 17,630 screens, nearly double the previous August record held by Guardians of the Galaxy. It also set IMAX opening record with $7 million. It added $58.7 million on its second weekend, a drop of 57% on 15,600 screens in 62 territories. After 2 straight wins, it was overtaken by the animated The Secret Life of Pets in its third weekend. It recorded the biggest opening day of all time for Warner Bros. In Russia, the biggest August opening day in the United Kingdom and Ireland, Brazil, South Korea, France, Sweden and Holland. Mexico and Spain opened with $3.9 million and $1.4 million respectively. In terms of opening weekend, the film recorded the biggest Warner Bros. Opening of all time in Russia. In Brazil, despite playing amidst the 2016 Summer Olympics, it managed to open with $11.75 million. Marking the biggest August opening weekend of all time, the biggest Will Smith opening, and the 4th biggest opening for a superhero film. Its opening numbers alone made it the 2nd biggest film for the studio there. In South Korea, although the film was off to a strong start, however, it was eventually overtaken by The Last Princess and Operation Chromite debuting at number 3. It made $10.8 million in 5 days. The UK and Ireland posted the biggest opening market for the film with £11.25 million from 573 theatres. Discounting previews, it delivered the 3rd biggest UK opening of the year, behind Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice and Captain America: Civil War. It also became the first new released film of August since 2014 to debut above £3 million. Elsewhere, it scored the biggest August opening in Australia, Mexico and Argentina, while in Spain, it recorded the biggest Ike opening with $3.4 million. where it was behind The Secret Life of Pets for the weekend, and France a $7.9 million opening. It opened in first place in India for a non-local film, with $1.8 million from 462 screens, despite facing competition from Jason Bourne, which also opened on the same weekend, despite the later film occupying twice the screen number of the former. Suicide Squad managed to take the top spot. Italy opened with an estimated $2.2 million in 2 days. That's the biggest opening for Smith there. It opened in first place in Germany with $6.9 million. It opened in Japan, the film's last market, on September 9, where it debuted, with $3.8 million there. It finished in second spot behind local anime Your Name. With such a robust opening, Variety projects that the film will end its run there around $20 million. It has so far grossed $9.4 million there. In terms of total earnings, its biggest market outside of North America are the UK and Ireland, followed by Brazil and Mexico. In just 2 weeks, it became the second highest grossing Warner Bros. Film of all time in Brazil, behind Dawn of Justice. Thank you for watching. Brought to you by WikiVidi Documentaries. Please like and subscribe below. Please like and subscribe below.